Yes lads, what's going on? Welcome to episode 37 of the Under-23 Sorare Road to Glory. We've had some interesting announcements in the world of Sorare, which we'll definitely get into during this video. If you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. And if you do enjoy the video, please always do give it a like. It does really mean a lot to me. That is the intro out of the way, lads. Let's get into how we got on last weekend. And kicking things off in Contender Classic Division 3. Division 3 was the most voted division to play in. And of course, I followed you guys' recommendations in doing that. 331 points. Great score from our goalkeeper. Good enough score from Andrade. Khalifa Koulibaly did score a goal, to be fair. No AA from him. But as a forward, I mean, sometimes you just have to take that. As long as they just score a goal, doesn't matter how much AA they don't have, you've just got to take it. Ivan here as my captain was probably the biggest letdown. I don't think he hit the post. No, he didn't. But he had a couple of attempted assists. He had 12 penalty entries, which is crazy. Interception, no duels won actually, which is crazy. 4 duels lost. Andorra also lost the game, which of course isn't ideal to their survival hopes. And then we had Carlos Martin at home to Valladolid. Big chance miss. We went double forward. It did not pay off. But to be fair, we did win a box with this team. If we scroll down here, as you can see, we were safe, we didn't get promoted, but we did win a box. I'll be honest, I opened it yesterday, and all it was a level up, of course. So I'm not going to bother putting that into the video. It doesn't really make too much sense to. Am I going to call that a success? Probably not. We 40 points away from a tier 5, so what's that? 371 points get you a tier 5. Yeah, it's kind of just how the scores are going right now. Scores are astronomical just because, yeah, captain bonus, there's loads of variables that go into it. 3 good scores, or 2.5 good scores, and 2 completely rubbish scores is going to result in, yeah, not getting promoted and not winning cards, unfortunately. So we'll have to take that one on the chin. Sometimes you got to take the L and move on. But into under 23 limited, and this is where I was so hopeful that I could win you guys a card. So Kampelat played on Monday night, so prior to that we had Griffin Yao assist, we have Suzuki assist, and then we had Nicholas Madsen as our captain. No decisive, but 29 AA. And then we had El Karauni on the Sunday. He actually got Opta adjusted down. This score was a little bit better. I think it was like 58 maybe at one point. So that got Opta adjusted down, which is not ideal. Got a clean sheet as well. They beat Vitesse, who are obviously in big trouble. And so I was in a position where I was on like 280 points with goalkeeper to play, and I was thinking, clean sheet here, we could win you guys a card, like, quite comfortably. And as you can see, it wasn't to be, but Pendik Sport beat Antalya Sport, which I did not expect. And so Kampelat has a slight glimmer of hope of staying up. And so that would be great, for utility-wise, for whoever wins this card in the end of the season giveaway. 10 AA, I mean, yeah, like I said, conceded 1 goal. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, if he didn't concede, we probably do scrape a card. We were 30 points away from a tier 5, which is obviously annoying, but I'm going to take the fact that they won that game over us winning a card for now, because, yeah, longevity-wise, I really need Kampelat to be in a, a covered league. But even if they do get relegated, he could potentially move. But yeah, 30 points away. It wasn't a terrible effort, to be honest. Again, very similar score, actually, to the Contenders lineup. And then moving into 240, this is where the pain came in, lads. Kyogo has been absolutely immense for us since we've won him. So yeah, I'm glad that he's going to go to a really good home because he's just been on fire. Incredible AA as well. He got 14 AA, which is really good for him. They won 3-0 at home to Hearts. Larson with a goal. Check how many big chances missed, lads. 3 big chances missed. And then we had Monchu, 23 AA. And then Darland was the letdown. I thought Cercle of Bruges would have a really good game here, in that I thought they had what it takes to beat Genk. And to be fair, they did. But of course, in doing so, they managed to concede a goal. His AA was 0. He was 1 tackle away from the double-double. And we were 10.5 points away from the 4-man Cap 240 effort. And it's just really frustrating because we have been really consistent in hitting that 4-man Cap 240 win. And yeah, sometimes you just get very close. And yeah, you just can't get over the line. And that feels like, to be honest, probably the theme of our game week, I would say. Like, we've scored really well in all 3 competitions. When I say really well, I mean like well enough to where like you're in the realm of potentially getting a card if you were like 1 better score away, and sometimes those are just the margins. Normally it's 4 good scores and 1 bad score, right? That's what a lot of players seem to experience on this game, and very rarely does all 5 scores come in the way you want it, but that's why we play the game, right? To kind of seek that feeling. But anyway, that is the recap of the weekend. No promotions, no relegations, just a little box for our troubles with a level up in it. And this is where our show is going to change a little bit, lads. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, there has been a few interesting announcements in the world of Sorare over the last week or so. since last week's episode. And yeah, none other than the Play Sharper announcement in the, they're not gonna, do predictions for Sorare going forward. I'm not gonna get into the weeds of that, but yeah, that's obviously had a bit of a knock-on effect on this series in that, we were using Play Sharper quite regularly, in that, it helped us really, find the expected scores and starter predictions for our players. And, it was nice and neat. I'm not saying it was right 100% of the time, because as we know, predicting lineups is incredibly hard. I don't know how you guys feel, so let me know in the comment section. I am really interested to hear your thoughts. But yeah, for me, I don't know, it feels really, really tough to build lineups this weekend. In that, I'm not saying I solely relied on Play Sharper, but it definitely was a big part of my lineup building process. In that, it was just nice to double check things sometimes. In that, if a player was 90% predicted on Sorare data, it was nice to go over to Play Sharper and just double check it and see, okay, well, the expert over here thinks that, he's going to start the game. So, maybe you could disregard that 90%, for example, on Sorare data. But yeah, now we don't really have that luxury. And there has been a few interesting projects pop up so far. People are trying to replicate Play Sharper in some ways through Discords, etc. There is definitely ways to mitigate it, but right now it does feel like predictions are all over the place. Half of them are on Twitter, for example. Yeah, it just feels like everything's everywhere right now, and it was nice to have a concise platform that, had all the predictions in one, right? So I do think the community as a whole is definitely mourning, the loss of Play Sharper for now, but I'm sure another alternative will pop up very, very soon, and we are really close to the, the European season ending, so yeah, there's a bit of leeway there for something new to pop up. But yeah, right now it feels like Twitter is probably your best bet to get predictions for teams, for players, etc. So, but anyway, Contender Classic. If we go over to Sorare itself and have a little look at what we've got going on division-wise, I think, we're in the same situation as last week. So we have Division 2, 3, and 4 available. We're going to see what we can build first, and then we'll decide, where we're going to play it. It probably won't be Division 2. I don't think we're going to have the minerals to do it over there. Anyway, Lucas Zidane's our only goalkeeper, so he fits in quite nicely. Andrade feels like he's back. He has a nice home fixture. I say nice. They play Sturm Graz, who are really good, but I think he'll be busy. So I'm going to throw him in there. We've got Monchu at home. Pasalic won a penalty last week against Dynamo. Very, very disappointing result, though, for Riker. But they play away to Varazdin this weekend, which it's not easy, but it's definitely not as tough as Dynamo. We've got Ivan Heel away as well to Sporting Gijón, which is not ideal either. Khalifa Koulibaly, who's been great for us, has actually been relegated with his team. So RIP Khalifa Koulibaly. Kyogo at home in that Old Firm derby. We're going to have to back him. It's going to be a tough game, but I do fancy Celtic in that one. Monchu, Pasalic, or Heel. I don't fancy Heel at all this game week. So I think I'm going to go Pasalic here just because of his score last week, and the fixture is a good fixture. And then for our extra player, it's either Monchu. Timo Becker's back, by the way. So he got injured, but he's back. And yeah, he scored a goal last week, which we did not take advantage of course. Clerk was a sub last game, so it looks like he should be back this weekend. Not sure if he's going to start, though, so I'm not going to risk that one. I'm going to go Monchu, to be fair, because he is at home and we can normally trust him there. Well, Captain Andrade, that looks like a decent team, to be fair. 76 lineup strength score. We're then going to go under 23 again, lads. We were really close last weekend, bar the Campelat concession. We were very close to winning a card. So I want to try and win you guys a card in under 23 this weekend again. So we're going to go El Karauni, Campelat. Yuito Suzuki's at home to the Midgets. So we'll get him in there. Brennan Johnson at home to Burnley. Nice assist last week against Liverpool. Have to fancy him to do pretty well here, right? Because Burnley looked dead and buried. Mohamed Cham scored, or has scored really well in the last 2 games. Got a goal against Monaco. They play at home to Lyon, who seem to be involved in 5-4s, 3-2s, 4-4s. Some crazy high-scoring games over in Lyon. I mean, Griffin Yao and Madsen, but I might potentially keep them together for Cap 240. Let me throw Cham in there for now, because he does seem to have a goal threat in him. And that does then complete a full 5-man lineup all at home. And you know what I'm like with my home fixtures, lads. Big, big fan. We have to captain Suzuki. He's been promoted this week from 240 into under 23. Now for 240, it's going to be a 4-man effort. Campos is still a bench boy, unfortunately. Let's go Timo Becker then. Let's go Nicholas Madsen away to Standard Liège. Let's throw Griffin Yao in there as well, because we know he's good for a goal. And then it's either Ivan Heel. I don't want to risk Koulibaly because they've been demoted, and I just don't want to risk that one. Ivan Heel is away to, Gijón, which I don't love, but out of the rest of the guys here, I mean, Darlin's away to Antwerp. Antwerp playing the cup today. Maybe they rest on the weekend because they don't have anything to play for in the league. I think we might have to go Ivan Heel, to be honest. I know he's let us down the last game or so. I think he's probably the play there. Let's get our no-game goalkeeper in there. We'll throw him in there like so. We'll captain Madsen. I was going to say Becker, but Madsen has some really good AA in his locker, and he's always good for a penalty as well. So, think, lads, that is going to be my 3 teams for this weekend. Contender Classic. Now, we still haven't decided what division that's going to go in. For me, it's got to be 3 or 4. I'm thinking 3 again, to be honest. I mean, we showed last week we can compete there. I'm not saying we're going to go out and win it. But I think with the fixtures we've got, there are some tough fixtures in there, obviously. Even Celtic at home and Lask at home both play really good teams. So even though they're at home, they're not like that good of a fixture. And so, yeah, I'm having maybe second thoughts here. In that, do we just play it safe and go Division 4? Let me know what you think in the comment section, lads. I'm undecided on that one for now. I'm really interested to see what you guys are thinking in that one. Under 23 limited then, all at home. Look, this is an under 23 series. We've got to go out with a bit of a bang with a card win in under 23 before the European season ends. And so that's why we're going in there. And then Cap 44, man. As I said, we've been really, really consistent in that competition over the last few weeks. Not so much last week. We were really close. We got some good players in there that we know can score really, really well. Fixtures aren't amazing this week. I still think they can get that job done. So, lads, let me know what competition you think I should play. Division 3 or Division 4 contenders. Let me know as well how you're coping without Play Sharper. I hope you have a great day, lads. I hope you have a great game week. And I shall see you guys in the next one.